Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I'm Delix. So, it's that time again for a new sketchbook tour. This is the part 2 of the Training Era saga, although you can still watch it even if you didn't see part 1, but I highly suggest it. A little bit of context. During 2023, I started to go to art school again and I took the concept art and illustration course. This is the period I refer to as the training arc, where I study and I train and I improve my skills, just like in your beloved Battle Shonen. I started the sketchbook in May, but I actually started to use it before, and I'll tell you why later. As always, I wrote what I wanted to do in it and what I should focus on, even though I don't really follow what I write here, but this is my way of starting things. And here comes the part where I explain why I chose this particular sketchbook. So, me and my class went to the Bologna Children's Book Fair, and since I was at the end of my previous sketchbook, I didn't want to finish it with a bunch of scribbles, so I had to choose a new sketchbook, but I needed something small and handy. So I chose this one, even if I really hate spiral sketchbooks. This is the page where I unlocked part of my skills and I finally understood how to do color combinations without using the actual colors of my characters. It was a huge revelation for me. More chickens! Looking at this now, I think I was studying things the wrong way and I would definitely do things differently. This is the beginning of rendering class. We actually started with some lessons about the differences between brushes and presets. More chickens and some fishes I did for mermaid. Followed by some OCs as mermaids. We actually started rendering class from rocks, followed by metals and wood. In between lessons, we had color script, which was the class I was most excited for. Then we proceed rendering class with glass, and in the end with the skin. Here I wrote down some advice from one of my teachers. This wasn't in our school schedule, but we had a useful crowdfunder and Kickstarter lesson. Finally, a page without any notes. I doodled my OCs and some chickens and I glued this instant milk tea that I didn't really like. Uriel, Kevin, and Vanessa celebrating cause I survived one of my exams. I think it was shape design, composition, and color script. My OC Jonathan and some other notes. Once I finished drawing 100 chickens, I decided to draw 100 tigers. Ooh, Season 2 of House of the Dragon started, and while I was watching the first episode, I wanted to throw Kevin with an armor. Some notes from layout and InDesign class and more tigers. I've never thought that after all these years, I could finally understand how to do layouts using grids. I know, saying it that loud is quite embarrassing. This is a page that I did while watching the exhibition of Anselm Kiefer, Fallen Angels, at Palazzo Strozzi. More Tiger and Thomas. I actually don't remember what's going on, but I definitely had to motivate myself for something. I started to follow Dai Tsutsumi course on schoolism, and I wanted to focus my studies on colors, but unfortunately, it didn't go how I expected. More notes about layouts. This summer we had a bunch of films of Hisao Takahata coming on theaters. They are less popular compared to the Studio Ghibli films, but they were nice. It's a shame that they don't get as much recognition. On July, I had my final exam, and the next day, me and my classmates went to this medieval fair settled in Vinci. We all deserved a little bit of fun after our first year of master. I doodled my D&D characters cause I was soon starting a new campaign. The blue cheering tiefling is Alcyon and the grumpy short one is Alcedo, who's telling him not to be that excited, and he was quite right, but I'll tell you more about it later. In case if you're new and if you're wondering, yes, Alcedo and Uriel are the same character and have the same design for the most part, but they have totally different backgrounds and personality. At this point, I see them as different characters. There's Erika enjoying some milk tea, and there's also my crisis about eyes. She should have almond-shaped eyes, but every time I draw her or similar characters, I just go with my default eye. At this point, we were in the middle of summer and it was getting too hot. So hot that I started to wonder how some OCs would react to it. So I drew Thomas and Kevin wondering how their brother could stand the heat. Alcyon and Alcedo are welcoming the new entry, a half-elf bard named Iridia. I had so much fun doing her design even though it was quick. I think this is my favorite spread. A friend invited me and others to watch a show, The Mandrake, by Niccolò Machiavelli. It was beautiful. Other OCs in a medieval royal alternate universe. Iridia feeling dumb cause I rolled really low and I was fooled by an illusion. This was a period where I got frequently nose bleeding, and I like to think that it was caused by stress. That's Royce talking to his buddy Francisco after a tough day. I spent a day with a friend who took me to this Chinese bakery in which I took a freshly baked melon pan. It was so good, the best one I've ever had. I just need to try one directly in Japan. On the other side, I drew Erika cause I thought she was fitting. I doodled some merch of cumulonimbus to take at Luca Comics. I don't know why, but I wanted to draw Miaro in an hypothetical AU where she's an idol, which has Oshinoko vibes. Here's Uriel with a yellow coat and then some washi tape swatches. This is the spread of my birthday. After work, I went to eat in a Chinese restaurant. I drew what I ordered that day, Uriel and Iridia eating and celebrating the food. I celebrated with my mom, my friends, and my friends and co-workers. That's why I have 3 photos with 3 different cakes. Here's some thumbnails for the cover of the short comic I did. And some other thumbnails for my very first business card and the ticket for the yokai exhibition. I think that in this period I reached the climax of my burnout. So I started to draw again, but with pen. I needed to do something to unstuck myself and start to improve again. So I thought that the best thing to do was to start to draw with pen. and it was the best decision I've ever made. I currently still use pencils, but I try to use pens more often. Since I can't erase the ink, I have to put an extra effort on every single stroke. I also don't want the marks to show that much, so I have to press lightly, and I have a very heavy hand, so it's quite a challenge. But there are so many benefits. I totally recommend drawing with pens. There's some notes about Blender cause I wanted to learn it. Unfortunately, I didn't learn any 3D modeling program, and that's a shame cause I can really benefit from it. It can help me with my illustrations by making the job easier for me. So I tried to follow the donut tutorial, but I didn't finish it. But I've learned something about Blender. After some notes, I kept doodling with pen till the very end. Now that I think about it, I should draw with pens even more. I also started to draw cubes and basic shapes to improve perspective. I was definitely going somewhere with it, but unfortunately, I reached the end of the sketchbook. Thank God, I should say. I had so much fun with it, especially for the cheap paper that gave me zero pressure. But I hated it so much, just because it had a ring binding. I've always knew I hated them, and I can confirm that. Despite the type of binding, I really liked this sketchbook, especially at the end where I started to draw with pen. If the paper was a little bit thicker, I wouldn't enjoy drawing with pen as much as I did. So yeah, this is it. This is the 25th sketchbook, the second worst sketchbook I've ever had. With this one, it concludes the first season of the training arc, aka my first year as a concept art student. But fear not, cause there's one more season of this series, so stay tuned for that. And if you made it this far, thank you so much. Give it a like if you liked it, subscribe for more, and see you next time. Bye bye!